Hello, Danny's darlings. How are you guys today? It is so wonderful to have you back. Listen, today on my channel, we are going to be creating a 2-layer blinged out vanity. Stay tuned. For this craft, you are going to need 4 mirrors from the Dollar Tree, 2 6-packs of the cordial glasses, 2 packs of the 6-pack storage containers. You will also need an 8-layer roll of bling wrap, and you will need these large acrylic gems that I got from Hobby Lobby when they were on sale 50% off. Of course, you will need all of your instruments. I am going to be using my glue gun as well as my E6000 and of course a scissors. Alright guys, let's get crafting. Alright, for the first step, what we have to do is wrap our short legs in our bling wrap. And like I shared with you in the supply section, I am using an 8-layer bling wrap to wrap these legs. Now this is going to go under the part of the vanity that sits in the middle of all the other vanities. And why I'm using these short legs, you will see, is to make sure that I am matching the height of the towers that I'm going to create when I get into my second layers. So as you can see, I'm just going around, again, as usual, we crafters know, being careful not to get burnt, and I am encasing this container in bling wrap. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to complete one so you can see what it looks like, and then I will come back to you when the rest are completed. Make sure when you are doing this that you pull on the edges to make sure that it is nice and flush where the 2 parts meet. Sometimes when you work with hot glue, the material that you're using tend to buckle, and so just to make sure that that is set. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to affix our short legs onto the bottom of our main layer. And all I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to go around the edges with the glue gun and place this as far in the corner as I can get it without overlapping that little lip of cardboard that is there. And you want to make sure that you place all of them in almost the same area so that when we're building with our towers and we're placing our towers in the exact same place, it will look like a complete, finished, and seamless project. And so putting down the 3rd one, and then I'm going to put down the 4th one, and when I do, just to ensure that those things can set, I'm going to turn it over. So with the help of the weight of the mirror, we will create a nice solid seal for those legs. So here, what I'm showing you is how I create the towers, which is going to help us to create that second look on our vanity, or rather second layer on our vanity. And so all I'm doing is taking one of those short storage containers, putting some glue around the edge, and then I'm going to glue the short storage container to the bottom of the cordial glass, and that is going to give me the height that I need to create the second story or the second layer of my vanity. And then what I'm going to do is just let that set for a few moments before I come back and I show you how I wrap the bottom of that tower in bling wrap. Now, very simple guys. Once that has set to the cordial glass, I'm gonna go in with my E6000 glue, which the container is giving me a little problem to get the rest of the glue out, but I am going to try my darndest to get all of it out. But the reason why I didn't wrap my short container first the way I did when I was making the short steps was because I wanted that bling wrap to go over the edge just a little bit of the cordial glass, and so this is why I glued the two together first, and then I went in to wrap it with the bling wrap to give it that seamless look. few more squeezes of the container, and then we will be all set to start building our vanity. As you can see, I'm fighting with the glue, but it's okay, it's all good. And voila. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're starting to build our towers that is going to help us to get the second story that we need. And if you remember, the underneath that first platform, even though you can't see it now, are those storage containers that we wrapped in bling wrapped and we glued down to the bottom or under that mirror. So what I'm doing now is I'm filling the towers with the acrylic gems that I told you that I got from the Hobby Lobby, and you'll see in a few minutes that with the towers that we have already created, by adding that cordial glass to that container, we have the same length that we need, so our vanity is going to be level. All right, so just quickly going around with my hot glue gun and making sure to use enough glue so when you press it will create a nice tight seal, and making sure to push it all the way back in the corner like we did for our legs underneath, so that we're creating that seamless look, that everything looks layered, everything looks measured, everything looks the way it is supposed to look, as if you were buying this in a store. And now this is the last one that we're putting down, and this is going to create the first layer or level of our vanity. And now that that's done, I'm going to pull the towers that I have already created. We saw how I created those, and I am going to fill all 8 of them, 3 for the left side, 3 for the right side, and 2 for the layer in the back. And I'm just gonna fill these with the acrylic layer, like I said, to give more depth and shine to our vanity. All right, now we are getting ready to place our towers on our second level to make sure that when we put this thing together, everything is aligned just the way it's supposed to be. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in again in that same position as far into the corner as you can get it with my pencil, and I'm just gonna make a very rudimentary tracing of the circle, and that circle is going to be my gauge for where I need to put the glue down, because if you remember, there are acrylic gems in those towers, and so turning it over and trying to flip them before the gems fell out and measuring while we're doing all of that was not going to work. And so I'm just going to go in with my pencil, trace it so I can see where I need to put my glue down, and once I've done that, then I very quickly go in and I flip my tower over. All right, so the first circle, as you're gonna see, just using that rudimentary measurement, nothing exact, just going in with my glue gun, putting glue where I know that cordial is gonna be turned over, and then I'm gonna take one of those towers, hold the gems to make sure they don't fall out, and flip as fast as possible. Now if you notice, because of that hot glue, that cardboard is kind of buckling a little bit, but once I get all of the legs down and you flip it over like we did with the short legs, the weight of that mirror, the weight of that cardboard backing will help to secure that glue and that tower in place, so you need not to worry about that. Right? So here we go, hold the gems, flick of the wrist. It's buckling a little bit because of the heat on the cardboard, but like I said, that's an easy fix. And then finally the third one. And if you're wondering, The one that we're not doing, that corner that we're not doing, is a corner that's going to be overlaid on one of the towers that we've already glued to the mirror. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to complete or finish placing the others on the other two mirrors. And here we are, guys. We have everything in place that we need. Here are the towers glued down to the mirror on the left side. And what I'm doing is just placing everything where it needs to be, the two towers on the back side to make that second level there, and the three towers on the right side to make those layers there. Now the question is, do we want to glue this down? I'm going to glue one so you can see the process that I used to get it to stick, but really and truly I'm thinking for the purpose of moving this around, because you know I have to move it from my work table to the staging area and then from the staging area upstairs to my bathroom. So do I really want to glue all of this down and have to move it over and over again? So I'm just showing you what I did here. Is I am just placing some E6000 glue. I might even go over with my hot glue gun to make sure that that's gonna stick. And I'm placing that mirror on I would say maybe 45-degree angle and making sure that that's stuck down. If you wanted to glue all of yours, feel free to do so. I chose not to glue the rest. All right, here we have the completed project, our 2-level blinged out vanity. Now what you guys did not see was that I decided to outline the tops of the mirrors with the flower bling wrap. I thought that it needed another layer of dimension, and so I went in on the tops and I did that, and I also went in around the tops of the towers and wrapped those as well. But isn't this beautiful? Listen, if you like this, please be sure to comment in the comment section below, like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. This is Danielle. Thank you for tuning in. Be well.